Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Pokegemz and Pokegemz Art. I think most of you know who this guy is right here. This is Spongebob Squarepants. Lots of you have asked me for the tutorial how to draw and color this funny character, so that's exactly what we're going to do today. But before we get started, guys, please do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like and follow button, and let's go ahead and get started on this drawing today. Alright, like I said, we are going to be drawing Spongebob Squarepants. What a funny character. So you've got to think of him, guys. The first word is sponge. So the main outline, the main shape is going to be kind of a squiggly, wiggly sponge. So basically, you're going to start out by drawing a rectangle. I almost look at it like a postage stamp. That's basically what it is right here. Now, we want SpongeBob to be 3D, right? Of course. So we're going to come off on one of these sides, just like so. And guys, the amount of squigglies, the amount of lines that you make, if you make them a little bit more, a little less, there is no wrong way to draw this guy. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to come off the bottom here and we're going to start his pants. So this part is fairly straight, and if you notice on that edge, I especially didn't finish it because there's going to be an area there where I'm going to draw his hand. So this is where we're going to draw the pants, and then we're going to draw his shirt over here, and this is going to come off kind of 3D here, and just kind of leave this blank for a minute because, like I said, right here we're going to draw a hand, and then later we'll finish that off to make it look really nice here. Alright guys, to draw a hand, the first thing you're going to do is kind of draw a sleeve. Now a sleeve is basically kind of like a letter C, I like to call it. A letter C or maybe like a backward D. And then SpongeBob's his arms are fairly skinny. So you're basically going to come off here. I chose to do this one where he's kind of putting his hand to his side. I mean, the other side I think will do his hand going upwards, but there's really no wrong way here. So you're just basically going to come off kind of like a straight hand here with an elbow, and then we'll draw his hand kind of holding onto his pants right over here on the side. Alright, let's put a little thumb in there, kind of a couple fingers, and then like I said, once you're done with that and you're happy with that, then you can continue the body and just kind of end it right there at the hand, and that really makes it look 3D, like it's popping off the page. Alright, the second arm or hand, let's draw this one kind of going upwards, like he's kind of waving to us. So we're going to do it the same way as the first one, but this one will kind of go upwards here. And again, we're going to make the sleeve here, his arm sleeve, kind of angle it a little bit, and then have his arm coming off of the sleeve. Alright, let's draw a little hand here. SpongeBob's got kind of chunky fingers, so let's just draw some big chunky fingers and big thumb, and then he'll be kind of waving to us here. Alright, why not? I think that's fine right there. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to start drawing some of the inside features, and what I like to do is I like to always start out with the eyes, because the eyes in this particular character are just basically big circles, and then everything kind of comes off the eyes. So when you have your eyes drawn, you can kind of figure out where the nose goes, the mouth, the teeth, and everything else. So basically it's two big ovals, kind of egg-shaped ovals that are kind of interlocking with each other. And if one of them is a little bit bigger than the other, guys, that is fine too. I mean, I have seen so many various ways of drawing SpongeBob, so you can definitely do that. And then what we'll do is we'll make a big nose kind of coming upwards here. And then the same way as we did the arm, we'll erase part of the eye and then have that ending at the nose. So that'll really help it with that 3D effect. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to come off with his mouth on both sides, just a little bit like this here. Here's his cheek, and then we'll start drawing the mouth next. You're basically going to connect right there, straight upwards from that line right to the middle of the cheek, and then a nice big open mouth with big, huge, two big teeth that SpongeBob always has there. And then we'll finish up the mouth from there and then kind of close it up right there. There we go. And then if you draw it this way, where one of the teeth is inside the mouth and one of them is kind of halfway outside, that also helps you with your 3D, with making it look like it's truly a picture coming off the page. I think I'm gonna make this nose just a little slightly bit coming down more here. There we go. Okay, I think I like that better. All right, next thing is the inside of his eyes. So inside those ovals, you're going to make 2 more ovals. And then inside those ovals, you're going to make 2 more ovals, and then a tiny little pupil right on the inside. Just like that. All right, SpongeBob's got 3 big black eyelashes. So on top of the eyes, we're going to do some big eyelashes, just like so. All right, here we go. Guys, since it's a sponge, it's porous, right? Sponges are porous, so we've got to have those kind of circles all over the place here. And these, you can make them kind of lopsided. You can make them straighter, some of them bigger, some of them smaller. And I think the more you make them various shapes and sizes, the more natural it looks. All right, let's move on to SpongeBob's shirt here. So you want to start creating a tie and then basically a collar. So here's the top of the tie, and then you've got the collar kind of coming right off of there. And you've got 2 collars on both sides, and then finish up his tie, which basically goes straight down to the bottom through his pants and into his shirt here, just like so. All right, next thing SpongeBob has is some little lines here. These are designs in his shirt. I think there's just a couple of these here, so you can feel free to draw these, make them a little bit smaller, a little larger, and then maybe one on the edge right over here, like so. All right, next thing SpongeBob needs is some legs and pants. All right, so let's make some pants first here. So basically, it's just kind of like a rectangle. Is basically all it is, kind of coming right off of there. I mean, fairly easy. And then he's got his skinny little legs coming basically straight down out of the pants. I mean, look how easy that is. All right, big, huge shoes coming right off of there with a nice little heel, and then connect it to the other side, just like that. And then we'll make the other one exactly the same way. Down and the heel and connected. Alright, we know SpongeBob has some socks, so we'll throw some lines in there, and then we'll color these later just to give them some nice definition. Alright guys, that's basically it. Like you always know, I always start out with pencil because I can erase, I can go back and forth, and then when I'm happy with my drawing, which I am on this one, I'm going to go over everything with my Sharpie marker. And then if you notice, what I'll do is I'll go over all the main lines with kind of my wider, larger Sharpie. And then some of these smaller lines, I'll take a more of a fine marker and just go over these. Just because these, I want a little bit of dark definition on these, but I don't want them to be super thick. So I'll use a thinner marker. So it's good to have lots of different size markers. Thin, thicker, medium, all different kinds. Alright, today's drawing we're going to color with colored pencil. So I'm going to take some yellow. Obviously, SpongeBob's main part of his body is yellow. I'm going to go ahead and increase this, and then we'll go through and color everything yellow. And then watch this little art trick I'm going to use here, guys. I'm not going to color the inside of kind of those sponge designs. You'll see in a minute why. But what I'll do is this piece on the side, I'm going to take a darker yellow just to highlight it a little bit more because it really helps me with my 3D design. And then what I'll do is I'll take kind of like a slighter greenish brown and go over those, and then still go over it again with the yellow. So you see how that blends it in really nicely? So that's kind of a little art trick there. The inside of SpongeBob's eyes is just a really nice blue. So we'll go ahead and go over that with blue, and then use a darker colored pencil for the inside of the pupil. Alright, and then maybe the eyes, just so I don't leave it completely white, just a touch of color, just to, give it a little tiny bit of color. And then his eyelashes here get done with the black marker or the black colored pencil. Alright, let's use a nice little pink for his tongue. And then the inside of his mouth, again, I'm going to use kind of a mix of colors. Let's do a little bit slight yellow with a slight peach, just kind of the inside of his mouth. Maybe highlight the edges a little bit with brown. Smudge it just a little bit. Alright, SpongeBob's tie is red, so we'll go over that with red. And then his shirt and pants, we'll use kind of like a different kind of brown here. And then these little designs we'll do in black. Alright, same thing with his pants, maybe a little bit darker brown. A nice dark black on his shoes. And then SpongeBob's socks have a red, white, and blue line on them. So we'll go over that also. And then finish up his legs with the yellow. Alright guys, another thing I like to use is the white colored pencil. Just to kind of give it a little bit of highlight. And guys, that's basically it. I mean, how easy was that? Feel free to pause the video at any moment. Here's the various art supplies. We used a couple markers, various colored pencils. We used our regular pencil. Guys, if you like this drawing, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. I will definitely see you guys on that next one.